Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Letitia with Barefoot Gardening. I hope that everyone is doing well. I am in the grow room and got some things to show you. Kind of excited. So let's check it out. So, as you all remember, on January the 7th, I sowed some herbs. And so I have Genovese basil, I have sweet basil, I have oregano, and sage so far under the grow lights. And there has been some movement going on, some activity. I still have the Tiny Tim tomato, which is looking pretty good right now. So I'm excited about that. It does have its true leaves. You can see there the very first two leaves at the bottom were the seedling, and now we have quite a bit of true leaves. It is a little yellow, so it is safe to go ahead and fertilize if you want to fertilize. Now, my understanding is when you get ready to fertilize your seedlings or your plants, that you should do half strength of everything. So I am not sure how I want to fertilize, if I should use granular fertilizer or if I should use fish emulsion, which is a liquid fertilizer. The plant will take those nutrients up immediately, almost immediately. And the only thing I have against the fish fertilizer is I'm in the house and that stuff stinks. It's great for plants. I love to use it outside. You might know the fish emulsion. There's different types, different brands, but I use the Alaska brand, the 511. So there's the 511. So nitrogen is really, really high, which is great for green growth. Your leaves and that kind of thing. The other thing is Epsom salt. So I could use some Epsom salt as well to help with blossom end rot as it sets fruit, to help with the yellowing of the leaves. So I have some options here. I don't know. I'm just kind of out on the verdict as far as which fertilizer to use. So if anybody has any comments in the about that, please comment. Okay, so we have germination. Yay! This is the Genovese basil, and we have just one there. But as I move along, we have a few more, and this is good. I would prefer it this way. I'm going to have to separate these seedlings as they get bigger, but we have got some germination going on, so I'm excited about these. I have more cups, I have more soil, so I will just, when the seedlings get a few inches tall, I will go ahead and, whoop, that one doesn't have any, does it? So either it's just, sometimes seeds germinate at different rates, so either, they're on their way, or I didn't plant any seeds. I'm pretty sure I did. So this is the sage and oregano. And so far, this is oregano. There is a little bit of seed germination. They're so tiny. Do y'all see them? Yeah, they're so tiny. Back here, there's a few more. I'm excited. Yeah. And the sage, though, is typically slower to germinate. And I actually grew sage last year in my little 3-tier greenhouse outside, but it did take a while for it to germinate. And so if anybody has any tips on that, if it's just the waiting game, or if I could soak the seeds or put the seeds in the refrigerator for a while and maybe that will help, whatever it is with sage. But they really did. I just kept watering them and they eventually germinated, but it did take a while compared to the other herbs. So remember, I purchased these seeds on at the Dollar Tree. The local Dollar Tree in my area. It says 99 cents on the pack, but I actually got them for $1. And I did show that in a video previously. So if you haven't seen my recent Dollar Tree run, go check that out. But seems like everything is going to be great. I'm excited. I'm excited to be growing inside under these amazing grow lights. Speaking of the grow lights, if you have never heard of or visited the Hidden Harvest Grow Light YouTube channel, you should go check them out, because that's exactly where I got these lights. His indoor garden is absolutely amazing, and so I'm very grateful to have these lights, and it seems to be doing a great job. I mean, I'm really enjoying them. Not a whole lot of heat coming off of them, just a little tiny bit, but not a lot. They're very, very, very lightweight. These are spectrum lights, so you will notice that they are quite a bit of inches away from the actual seedlings, and we will continue to see whether or not this is a good thing or a bad thing. Apparently, you know, this is okay. The placement of the lights is okay because it is a full spectrum light. So that means that the light is giving off more. It almost mimics the sun. Absolutely mimics the sun. So it should be okay. I know I've had some comments about, well, Letitia, you need to move your lights about 2 inches above your seedlings or they'll become leggy. And leggy means that the stem is just really, really, really long, and it's hard sometimes to recover from that. Could stunt the growth of the plant. The plant may not survive. But tomatoes, remember, you can bury those. Anywhere the soil touches the stem of the tomato plant, it will grow roots. So most of the time people bury their tomatoes quite a couple inches higher on the stem than usual, because they just want to give the plant more stability and opportunity to grow more roots and become more stable. So I am totally excited about continuing to grow this Tiny Tim tomato. It looks good so far. It's not supposed to get any bigger than 12 to 18 inches tall is my understanding. And it is a determinate tomato, which means that it's determined to set fruit. That's how I remember the difference. So it's going to set fruit all at once, or pretty much all at once, and then it will die eventually. Where indeterminate tomatoes, they can't make up their mind. Okay. And so they're going to produce fruit all the time, right? Until the frost takes them, they die, or you take them out of the ground. So this is a determinate dwarf, like tomato, compact tomato. So that's why I'm growing this in the house versus growing, like a black cherry tomato, which is my favorite cherry tomato, because that is an indeterminate plant. Okay, just noticing the temperature has gone up. Good. I should have showed y'all before this, but at nighttime or during the day period in this basement, in this particular area, it's typically about 65 degrees. And so I have a heater going, and that's probably okay. Probably don't even need the heater, but I just have it going and the fan going to provide some circulation. But I want the temp to be about 70 to 75 degrees in here. And I don't want it any higher than 75 degrees. It has gotten to 80 degrees before, which is not good for certain plants, but I need to pay attention to my herbs because I know the basil will do well. That's kind of why I don't mind the temperature being high. But I do need to check on the sage and oregano. So if anybody knows like where, well, it might say it on the seed pack. No, it doesn't say it on this. I thought it might say, what temperature it grows at or does well at, but it doesn't say that on either pack. But that's okay. That's a quick Google search. So I'll do that and see. So I'll make sure I'm not getting too warm down here for these herbs to germinate.